So we're back to global citizenship. We're talking about the weekly activities. Before I get into a review of all of the global citizenship details, I just wanted to remind you a few things. What you're looking at on my screen, this is an ideal type of situation. If you find a lot of good literature, a lot of good, reliable information, generally the top quality Scopus respected, reliable information, each one of these articles could be worth about $50. And so two of them is worth $100. Four of them, $200. Next, $300. You keep going up. So you can see that your information you're presenting today, just the article alone is worth over $1,000. And if you customize this, if you talk about how this information could help a specific focus in a PPT, then you're adding value to it. It could be worth maybe many thousands of dollars extra. And if you write this in an actual report, we need to have one page for this week, and then we had one page for the week 3. You don't have to write a full perfect paper, but when you're presenting this, especially if you understand how, if you can work with local companies and present this to local companies, you're giving thousands of dollars of value to a local company. And ideally, before week 7, you're going to have created enough valuable information here, and you've tailored it, you've customized it, you've researched this local company enough, and have your paper giving value to this local company. So the local company wants to listen to you, wants to talk to you, wants you to take their photo or interview them, and you can quote them in an article that you could publish and put into a student journal or a respected journal, and that publication could add to your CV. And if you're really, really lucky, and if you're really, really good, you could copy what they do in Europe, copy what graduate students do in North America. They also work with the global multinational companies, and they get a grant to do this. And all of that, again, ideally, is copying the same style and format as a respected, reliable paper. So you find a good paper that you like, and you copy the same format and style, making your own paper. These students did that. They researched, they found an article talking about understanding the predictive power of social media in Europe, and they customized it, and they went more in detail talking about in Korea, and they went in even greater detail talking specifically about L'Oreal Cosmetics. And they got internships, and they continued to find more details, and they continued to customize the paper for the company. And the company was so impressed, they provided them full-time jobs. So that's the purpose of today's class. We are about at the time for everybody to start talking. If we just go quickly, we went through in week 3 how to find articles with the library, how to identify yourself and where you may fit in with companies, how you can find other articles that match you. And then in week 4, we went through the idea of understanding and considering others. So make sure you understand, especially this information here, that everyone is born knowing one way only. And that is good, of course, because you're a natural baby, but for a level of wisdom and a level of intelligence, it's not good. You are parochial. You are doing only one thing with one value. You must understand that you start learning about other cultures as you get educated and go through schools, but usually you don't easily understand the other citizens or the other cultures, the other values. You see it's strange, that's why you want to go see it, but because you don't understand it, you may say things that are insulting to them, or you may do things that are insulting to them. So you must start by researching in depth that other group first, and understand yourself is an enemy. It is an obstacle when you're trying to be the best global citizen, because SRC stands for your self-reference criterion, and you always rely on what you know is good and what you know is bad. You reference that. You rely on that all the time. That's your criteria for making any decision. And because you don't respect or know somebody else's value, what they respect, you can insult them. And if you want to be successful, you must become a mind reader. You must research the other person, find out what that other person wants and needs, and give them something of value. Communicate with their same keywords, the same way they usually do it. That's the self-reference criterion. And then we understand there's hundreds of ways that people can identify cultures. They're in this PPT, and there's more details, as you can see in the notes here. And Hofstede is one, Trompenaar and Schwartz is another, Cluckhorn, the Globe Project. There's many ways to identify how other people are different, how cultures value. So with that said, we are on social responsibility education. Let's see if somebody can start presenting in a way so that you can not only present your work, but you can present it to help a company that might hire you, and ideally socially responsible, corporate social responsibility grants. You could get paid for it. So with that said, Dong, who is the first group?
So group one is gonna present first as the order here.
Yes, I understand Jiun and Junha and Kwan. Can you start sharing your details? Or if we do have another group that wants to volunteer to go first, can you guys put up your hands? Who wants to volunteer to go first? Okay, I don't see anybody volunteering. So Jiun and Junha and Kwan, can you guys start sharing what you guys have? And if you haven't finished, use this time to ask some questions. Jian, you have been given the co-hosting ability to share your screen. Please start sharing your screen for your group.
Professor, actually, we did make a review paper for the Scopus journals, but we haven't prepared any PPT for it. Were we supposed to make it?
You're supposed to present your background literature. You can present any way you want. There's millions of different styles of talking and communicating. The popular way is to make an essay, and if you're presenting to many people, using PPT, but you can present any way you want.
We'll start, but we just don't have the presentation for it, like the PPT for it.
Okay, so we get back to this type of thing. You should have a folder of many different references. Showing that would help get you more points. You don't need to, but I think in my value, it shows you have done a lot of research. Even if you don't have the paper finished, even if you don't have the PPT, showing just an article would make you look more like a specialist, but it's your choice. Go ahead.
Would you just give me a minute?
I'm going to start timing. Since we have 9 or 10 groups to present today, we're going to have to follow some of the times kind of quickly.
Is there that the tentative schedule time? So whenever the previous group is done, so the next group can start right away.
Next group is Kim Kuna and Kim Sohyun and Kim Yunso. Which one of you are going to show your screen?
Professor, actually, I think our group is ready. Is it okay for us to start?
We're waiting for you. You have 3.5 minutes left.
So this is one of the journals that we use. One of my group members will start.
Hello, we are group 1. We present about our research on our topic.
Can you move it up so we can see the actual title? See what you're presenting? Empirical study, okay.
Virtual labor environments are expected to become more popular labor method. However, due to the characteristics of the virtual environment, decreases and difficulty in increasing employee loyalty problems arise. Employee loyalty has a significant correlation with a company's success. As employee loyalty improves, employees become more devoted to the organization, which has a positive impact. As the workers get devoted, responsibility for obligations and tasks increases, providing higher quality services for customers. So, companies must deal with the way to increase employee loyalty effectively.
COVID-19 has caused many people to work virtually and alone. Those who are not able to cooperate with others can be less engaged in their work. This social isolation can make employees interested in other careers. Due to an interview conducted by a research team, the majority of people say working alone without interaction with other people and coworkers to rely on had made them lose motivation and increase uncertainty about their work. A total of 6 factors, including colleagues, leaders, job characteristics, remuneration policy, organizational culture, and working environment, were selected as factors that could increase the loyalty of the company. To reinforce these factors based on the result, for example, good relations between employees create an environment that allows them to collaborate better. A solution to this mentoring. Virtual mentoring programs provide emotional support to employees. Also, a study of Facebook employees using a case study method supported by semi-structured interviews by collecting primary and secondary sources found that effective motivational and performance appraisal system can increase loyalty to the company.
Human resources are one of the essential factors of a company. With insufficient human resources, the majority of tasks of the company cannot be performed normally. Therefore, companies need strategies to maintain their human resources. One of the strategies is providing FWA, flexible work arrangements. FWA means flexibility in scheduling, location, and time. These three elements can be satisfied by providing flexible working hours. Flexible working hours respect the individual work-life balance and increase responsibility for work. Good work-life balance shows a positive effect on employee mental health, concluding to better job satisfaction. The higher the employee job satisfaction, the higher the loyalty of employees to the company. Also, money-related welfare and improving the working environment is the most common way in increasing employee loyalty. However, employee loyalty created only by personal treatment causes side effect to the company. Companies that only provide money-related rewards can weaken the employee effort. According to research by Corporate Social Responsibility and Environmental Management, when welfares of a company satisfy the employees, general company efforts such as improving the working environment showed a positive effect on employee satisfaction and increase their loyalty. To increase worker loyalty, companies should satisfy employees with both personal treatment and general company effort.
It is challenging for virtual working environments to increase employee loyalty. However, employee loyalty affects the success of a company. Therefore, it is vital to have employees with high loyalty to the company. The solutions to increasing loyalty in virtual working environments are help to form good relationships with coworkers, provide mental assistance and repairs that satisfy the employees. Thank you for listening.
Great. So your team is finished. I take it that's a yes.
Yes,
Can
correct.
I get one of you guys to practice being the class leader now and get some comments from the audience? Usually in Korea, students are very shy, they're very quiet, especially in English. So I know it's hard with our class, but use our class in English to try being a leader. Ask the class for some comments about what you just presented. Get 2 or 3 comments from 2 or 3 people, then we move on to the next group.
Hello, everyone in GC class. Is there anyone who wants to ask a question or give comments to our groups.
From my experience, if you say, would anybody like to, in an English group in Korea, nobody's going to comment. Usually the groups in Korea respond better if they're in a group. If you say group 1, answer group 2, answer group 3, can you give a comment? Or just say, you, John, you, George, you, Mary, tell me something. That gets the best responses, but good luck.
Then can maybe group 2 give us any responses?
Oh, so many. Awesome. I'll help you out a little bit. Kim, Guna, your turn to start talking.
Yes, Professor.
Answer her question, please.
Pardon?
So if you have any questions or comments that you can give us, I would be very thankful.
I hope I can help, but I don't have any question yet. I think I should think about more.
Then give her a review. Everyone is supposed to be respectful of others, so make a question or give an evaluation to help them.
Like about my idea about their presentation.
Yes, correct.
I hope like next time, like they can summarize their story because it was quite long for us to like focus at all. Yeah, I think that's my idea. I hope next time they will summarize so we can understand better.
Good. How about Lee Dae-young? Can you go next?
I want to ask question, but I don't have any questions. Sorry.
Well, how about for you, Lee Dae-young, since I can't see you participating in the class, you're not in the video, make some comment or evaluation for them in order to get some participation or attendance points.
Also, my review of their presentation,
Yes.
it was good, and I can see their very good references.
Okay, I'm going to be extra generous with group 1. Since you went first, you have an easier time than others. I'm going to give you good points. Obviously, when you present to the world, when people are from other cultures, they're not easily going to understand your words, right? Some of you may not understand my words. And especially if you're talking to people that are afraid to ask questions, like Korean high uncertainty avoidant culture, it's better to show pictures or show PPT. Or what's that presentation that's not using PPT, similar to that, where it actually moves? I forget, I use it all the time, but there are other PPT-like programs where you can show graphics and show images of your presentation so other people understand what you're talking about. Having pictures helps the most, and then an actual Word file it also helps and makes you look very professional. And last but not least, what you did present, which I give full points for presenting actual articles, because that article you presented, and every other student in class should be listening carefully if you want good marks, you showed you know what somebody else is saying, number 1. That's good. That means you're researching. You know the topic. Number 2, you didn't just show some drunk guy lying on the street what he said. You found one of the world's most respected, reliable articles in the world that's expensive to read, and you got those stories and shared it to the class. That article alone is worth like $50 just to read that. Most people can't get it. So if you summarize it, it's worth $50 plus a lot more for summarizing. So that's worth quite a lot. Thank you. But you didn't say it's good. You didn't say it wasn't by some drunk guy in the street. It's a reliable Scopus article. Those types of things, referencing those things, can help you a lot be considered respected or reliable going forward. Does that make sense? Junha?
Yeah.
Can you give me a comment about your group, since I didn't hear too much from you yet today? Do you understand what I just said?
Yeah, I understand. Oh,
Okay, can you summarize it for the class?
mm, when presenting, our group present PPT or our pictures is better to present.
Good. And when you present, what was special about what you showed today?
In company.
It was for a company?
No.
Did EGU, and she's your partner, right? Did she just get that information from some drunk guy lying in a subway station? Or is it reliable information?
Reliable information.
So how can you tell the world that? That's it. Simply saying this information comes from some of the most reliable, respected researchers in the world from a Scopus journal, period. You don't need to say their name, but if you do, that is professional. Kwan Taeson. Taeson Kwan? Kwan Taeson? I'm not sure what's your last. I think Kwan is your last name, but I don't know. There is some son. Anyway, whoever is Kwan Taeson, do you understand how in-text referencing is different than final full referencing?
Yes, I understand it.
Could you comment on that for the class? Since I'm torturing you guys so much, if you guys do that, you're teaching the class, I will give you 14.5 out of 15 just for knowing those details and helping teach the class because you went first. Sound good? Sound fair?
In-text reference is...
If you don't know, don't worry, that's okay. Let's go on to the next group. The next group is Kim Jae-kyung and Chun Hae-rin. Which one of you is ready to start sharing or showing your screen? Or do we have any volunteers? If a volunteer group goes first, that is Kim Jae-kyung.
Yes, sir.
You can now share your screen. Yes. If anybody does want to volunteer, you can. Go ahead, Kim Jae-kyung, you now can show your screen. Awesome, thank you.
This is our paper that we prepared. And our group topic is the consumer behavior on e-commerce related to social media. It's part advertising and internet algorithm. And we decided to pay attention to e-commerce, which is showing a surge in using these days. And this is our background literature. Can you see it?
Yes.
And
I see some of it, but the more you can share, the better.
and this is our reference.
Okay, can your teammate comment about those things? What actually did you find? And it would help, a tip for you guys is to, for example, you did very well showing things, but even though I'm the professor and I have access to your files, I still don't remember what your topic is because you just started showing in the background literature and I wasn't able to read the title.
I'm
So-
sorry. And
so
this is our title.
Good. It's a perfect example though. Everybody in the world, you know what you know. And so you're able to talk about it. But you forget, because of SRC, you forget other people from other cultures, other citizens, they don't have the same value. They don't know what you know. So if you start talking about background literature and they have no idea what you're talking about, they're going to be like, what is she talking about? This is like Einstein to me. I don't understand. But if you start with a title, then they are easier able to understand you. And if you make a bit of an introduction, they're even more able to understand you. And
Okay,
then
now
you
I know
start.
it.
Great. So anything else you guys would like to say? I believe you have two people in your group. Does your group mate want to say anything?
I will say it more. Can I?
Hopefully today. It's your turn to present. Your time's almost up. Yeah.
Okay, and also we confirm through background literature that e-commerce is associated with cloud computing, big data, and and intelligence and other advanced technology. And using this technology, algorithms were developed and using advertisements such as social media and personal recommendation system were confirmed to increase consumer convenience and generate positive repercussions. And this is our article that we found in Scopus.
Lots. Oh, I love that. Everybody in the class should be taking photos of that. But does anybody else outside of our class know what the last word was you said, and why should we care? Is this all notes from some cavemen a million years ago? Like, I can't read it because it's kind of small. So you just said this is Scopus. What is Scopus? Is that scratching on the walls of some Egyptian pyramid? Understand, Hayden John and Jaegyong Kim?
Can I say more?
You are the boss. I'm just helping you. Yes.
Okay, I say after her. I we some customer have confessed that they should build customer trust as an important part of the e-commerce because they have to confirm that they may express displeasure with the use of the personal information used. So to the end, transparency was emphasized to analyze data and give positive signals rather than discomfort. And as a result,
Sorry, just a second. Can we
yeah.
go back? Because my question, like you've started to present, which is good, but yes, this is the area. And so the last thing your
Yeah.
group said before I started getting really excited was you said, this is blah, 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 lots of information from Scopus. So I'm a geek. I understand. But my question was supposed to be a game, supposed to be funny, to joke for you, saying, what does that mean? What does Scopus, this information you're showing, what does this mean? Is this just scratches, scribbles on an Egyptian pyramid from a million years ago? You need to talk in the language for the world to understand. The world doesn't know what is Scopus. The world doesn't know what you are showing in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 12 different articles here.
Reliable paper.
Now we're talking. So how can you introduce this image right now to the world that helps you? Why should somebody in Zimbabwe listen to you? Because we have done a crazy amount of research and we are specialists in this. Here is a bunch of research from the world's greatest minds, most respected, most reliable information, and it's called Scopus Research. Here is one Scopus article from the world's best researcher on this topic. Here's another respected, reliable information from another one. You don't even need to say the name of the person. If you're the real professional, you will say the name. But when you're just starting, when you give a talk to a group, try to show that your information is reliable, but speak in the language of the people listening. Is that clear?
Okay.
I could be too much of a geek. I know I'm too much of a geek. But go ahead, keep talking, and hopefully a few students in class will now talk more than me. How about Lee Chang-hyun and every other student in class? You guys say the next few comments or questions before I jump in again. Please continue. Kim Jae-kyung and your team, continue.
No, I think we finished.
Okay.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for allowing me to interrupt. Can you guys identify any proactive students in class? Are there any other good students in class that are able to talk? Because you know what I'm going to ask. You know
I
I'm
think you are most proactive.
Yeah, but it's terrible. I'm already an old man that's a professor and I'm successful in my career. I've worked with 128 different countries. I want you guys to get the experience. I want you guys to get the practice. Speak up, jump up. Kim Yunso, how are you?
Yes, Professor.
What do you think I am going to ask the next student?
I will get your questions. What should I ask to?
Good, good. If you understood my question was guess what I'm going to say because I'm waiting for you or somebody in class to start giving comments or start giving an evaluation or start asking questions or start volunteering saying my group wants to go now. If you just said that's what I want to talk about as a crazy old man, then you're finished and you get participation points. But since you didn't say that, yes, you go ahead and give a comment or question or present your own project.
So, Professor, can our group share background now?
Yes, you can. Kim Yoon, so I need to,
We're group two.
I think group, okay, we're waiting for you to share your details.
Can I share my screen, Professor? I'm
Yeah.
seeing here with Yun's team.
You can both share your screens now. Who is next? Can
Tina
somebody?
will share screen.
Great.
This is the article that we collect from corpus. We try to find 10 sources, but we just collect 8 sources from corpus. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can.
You can continue.
So since we provide 8 sources, we try to write on background about our topic. So now I will start to talk about the background that we prepared. Will that be okay?
It can. While you're still on that screen, it was great that you showed some information, but I didn't really know if something was good value or bad value or just some drunk person's value. And I don't know easily your name. You wrote Global Citizenship G2, which is nice. You know what it means, but because you're sharing with the world, it might be better to say maybe your name or your topic in the title. Understand? Right at the top of the page. Whenever you're making a title, whenever you're presenting to somebody, try to speak in the language so the other person understands you, understanding that what you know is great, but you want to interact with the other citizens. Please continue.
We apologize about that. We will try to change after this class.
No apologies. Everything you do, you get better and better and better. Anything you do in my class, I give more points. I will never take more points away from somebody. Even if you shoot somebody, I'm not going to take points away. Maybe I'll give you points for being proactive. So just the more you do, the more tries you do, the higher marks you get in this class.
Sure. So our topic is how to solve a water shortage problem in Somalia. And this is the background that we prepared. Recently, many countries who face water shortage problem. Among them, Somalia faced worst drought problem protracted since 2015. As a matter of fact, Somalia since 2011 has had once reasonable rainy season in 2013, with the remaining years falling well short of the average of 2 rainy seasons per year. As a result of this prolonged drought, 70% of families in Somalia cannot obtain clean water. The sources of Somalia water are from dug wells, boreholes, springs, dam, and others. Somalia's development of new water resources is full of challenges, most importantly poor water quality. And we will try to write an essay about how to, we cannot solve this problem, but we will try to find a way to help them. Thank you for listening our presentation.
Okay,
This is what we prepared. Is there any question that you guys want to ask?
I definitely want to hear something.
I hope there will be someone.
Is there any reason that you choose that kind of topic?
Oh, that's a good question. We, we were thinking, our group was thinking which topic that will connect with as a global citizenship member, and we find out that what if we try to solve a global problem and find a way to solve that situation, and that's the reason why we chose this topic.
I see, thank you.
Any other question? I think there will be none.
How about Kim Jisoo? Can you comment about how these people communicated an idea so some other person from a different culture will understand them? Don't really talk about the water problem in Somalia, but talk about the words that, who was it? Kim Guna and Kim Sohyun and Kim Yunso. How did they communicate? So maybe somebody in Somalia understood. Jisoo Kim, are you in class today?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm waiting for you to answer.
That's a tricky question. I have to think about more.
Okay, if I simplify the question, how well did they communicate so that you understand? I don't care about the topic. I care about how they communicated.
They have to find the I don't know. I'll answer later. Yeah.
So I will give you points for attending class and participating in the class when you answer later. How's that for a deal?
Okay.
I have a question, sir.
Great.
So, why did you choose Somalia since there is more country who face water shortage problem? So
I didn't choose it. Are you talking to me?
Oh, no, I'm talking to Gunakim.
Great. Use specifics, every one of you. The more specifics, the better.
So, Gunakim, why did you choose Somalia since there are other countries who face water shortage problem?
So we were also thinking like if we should not specify about the country, if we have to just talking about the water shortage problem, but we thought that it will be better if we chose the worst water shortage problem. And like like what I said a while ago, among all of the countries, Somalia faced worst drought problem protracted since 2015. So this is the reason why we chose Somalia as the example.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Can the presenters group, Kim Guna, and Kim So-hyun and Kim Yoon-so, can you guys try to get the world to interact with you a little bit more before you are finished? Try to get your classmates to say something else, do something else. Check if they understood. Can you guys hear me? Testing. John Watts to the world. Is
Yep, I
anybody
can
out
hear
there?
it.
Great. That means Kim Gun-ha. Who are the people that just presented, right? I understand the people that presented were Kim Gun-ha, Kim So-hyun, and Kim Yoon-so, right?
Also, Kim Hee-kyung, professor.
Okay, I didn't see that in our group, but okay, can you answer these details?
Because I think Hee-kyung Kim like emailed to you personally that she wants to change her team.
Okay, you guys can try to do whatever you want, but I haven't given approval to anybody. I've heard a few people talk about it, but nobody has actually gotten the final approval to change these details. So please be proactive, especially anybody that's trying to change groups. You need to add value lots. My question was for you guys to check the world understands you or not. We can just go on to the next group. That would not be best for you guys. While you're presenting, manage these details. But Kim Jae-kyung and Chun Hae-rin, are you guys ready to present now?
We already presented.
You're the ones that, okay. You need to ask for more people to evaluate you. Check they understood you.
Professor, can we present now?
After I get some sort of comments from this group 3, especially the one person that wanted to join the group, you haven't had approval to do it, so I'd like to hear more from you that the rest of the class understands what you're talking about.
Anyone have any question?
We already talked about that. What happens in Korea when you give one basic question to the whole group of people in Korea? Most people in Korea will not say anything. So what do you need to do? How do you speak the Korean language or culture or value without using Hangul? How do you speak so that you're comfortable with their mind? The answer is you must ask a group for a comment. And if that doesn't work, then you have to ask an individual person. Otherwise, most Koreans will avoid the uncertainty and not talk.
Jisoo Kim, do you have any question with our group?
That last person that just talked, you're not getting participation points until you use a few more words.
Tong Songjin, do you have any question for us?
I don't have any question.
Okay, then give an evaluation.
I think it's good, a good subject.
Give a mark out of 15 and explain why, please.
Well, I will give 15 out of 15.
Why? Did you see their references?
No, actually.
Did you see a
I haven't seen
PPT?
that. Yeah. No.
So why are you giving them perfect marks?
Because they have spoke with confidence.
Okay, and what is the biggest aspect of Somalia that led to the water shortage problem?
I can't remember all. I mean, I can't explain all the details.
Are you giving them 15 out of 15 just to quit doing thought and just be a nice guy? I want you to help people develop. Understand? Please try to help other people. A lot of people, like in German culture and Indian culture, if you just give a perfect grade, they may lose respect for you because it shows you don't care about them. If you care about them, you should be telling them ways to make it even better. If you're just trying to follow and help them get perfect without identifying ways to improve, which is popular in Korea, but many other cultures may not like that. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. Lee Dong-young, you have your hand up. How can I help you?
Please, can we cause to screen sharing?
Lee Dong-young, okay, are you ready to present right now or the next? Is that what you're prepared? You have, you are co-host. You can share your screen now if you'd like.
Thank you. First, our topic is importance of communication in sports between supporters and about marketing. And in sports, communication is essential through players. Players must communicate with each other during game or practice. Also, they can't live out communication with their fans because no matter how well they play, they can't survive in the sports market without fandom to support them. So we are going to find out why communication is important between players and fans. Second, there are lots of limits to communicate directly because of COVID-19. So we will find out examples of promotion that sports club or marketers did through social media.
The COVID-19 pandemic has had a major impact on professional sports, and thought this situation would have been possible to realize once more how important to influence of supporter is. Accounting to this Scopus article, absence of supporters has a substantial influence on the experience and behavior of players' staff. If there are no supporters on the field where two player plays, there is no different from just exercising with friends. And also on this article, home crowds have a particularly strong effect on the way referee treat away team. Social press extract by home crowd has an important effect on the behavior of referee and on game outcomes. Many articles said that supporters influence the referee, but if there are no fans there, it would have no effect on the referee. That's how important supporters are. To fill the stadium with supporters and to attract supporters, communication between club and fans or players and fans is essential. However, the duty to stay at home and the home office style of work caused that usage of social media was the main way to communicate with others.
Using the social media is best way to communicate with supporters in this situation. And also, according to the Scopus article, social media can not only be a platform to interact with other supporters, but actually become a method of revenue generation through advertising and marketing. Clubs can also communication with supporters and marketing both through social media. Social media, especially during pandemic, have been doing a big role in sports marketing. Social media is the only way to earn money and promote events to fans, so marketers have to know the specific characteristics in social media. Social media have emerged as a wide range of tools that facilitate interactivity and co-creation. enabling the development and sharing of content among the between organizations and individuals. Also, there are more advantages marketing through social media because of COVID, which also give big loss to sports market. Thus, we'll find out more examples about sports marketing in social media and think more about marketing in sports through Scopus. And here is our references. Thank you for listening.
If you want top marks, I will allow you to have top marks, but you need to do something to get them. In 10 to 15 seconds, I'm going to start talking and managing again. You have your chance to check the world understands you. I see it looks like only 2 students looking carefully at your presentation. Ijun, thank you, and Kim Jisoo, thank you for paying attention. Everybody else, I can't tell if they're in the class or not, but does anybody understand what you just said, or do they appreciate what you just said? Or do they have comments on how you can be even better?
Okay, so thanks for the presentation. The presentation topic was very novel and good. However, Jejin's presentation was a little bit disappointing because I don't think he was familiar with the contents. Maybe I felt that he was just reading the kind of, how do we say, just the sentence. Yeah, it was just my guts, but yeah, that was how I felt.
Okay, there's some quiet. Lee Dong-young and Kim Ji-soo and Jung Yu-dam, you have your hands up. How can I help you?
We will make a presentation about our references. So you should make
You are already co-host. You can share details now. We have 5 minutes left of class, as I understand it.
We already find the news articles like this and this, and we could find.
Oh, just a second. That's not a news article, but thank you for that.
So we could find only 3 scopus. So we would like to apologize about it. And you could see about 3 articles.
The first page you presented had Scopus articles.
First articles, this page.
The Harvard Business Review, sorry, the second page that you just showed. That's, yes. This one, Harvard Business Review, that is Scopus.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay.
Anyway, continue.
Yes. And we use this verse in the specific problem of the topic. And the content is, according to OECD, South Korea is the biggest nation of gender pay gap in 2017. And second one is about Iceland's gender wage gap. You could see about this part. So we use this, and lastly, we use why we choose this topic from this. And Mingyu In will say another thing.
I tell you about why our study background. So we would like to know about South Korea's gender pay gap, gender gap that we could face easily in the future. After searching about the pay gap, we could notice that South Korea is ranked 102 among 156 countries instead of Iceland, which overcame the wage gap is ranked in the first place. So in addition, we wondered that the possibility and reality of limiting Iceland policy to reduce the gaps. However, we could find that the policy and law of the gaps in Iceland is not an easy way in East Asia in the short term. Rapid changing of the law could make insubordination and confusion in society. Therefore, we will examine better solution plus we would like to know our solution, evaluation from other people through the survey. Yeah. That is our study background. So it's maybe finished. We are not perfect yet. But
Do you know if anybody listened to you other than me? We are almost out of time. So please remember, I cannot give perfect marks if you just do the minimum and present and then stop. You need to try to be a global citizen, which means interact with other people. You have to try talking to other people, not just talk. Talk by yourself is nice for yourself, but talk with other citizens, other people. Check they understand. Check what they think of it. But right now, Kim Jisoo, you had your hand up also.
Can I make my presentation now?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Hi, I'm Jisoo Kim, and today I'm going to talk about consumers' experience and attitude to sports marketing through social media. I don't have many time, so I'm jumping to the background literature part. This paper is about digital marketing and social media in India sports industry. The reason I selected this paper is in the background literature is that this is a good example of showing advantages of social marketing, such as providing digital marketing is more efficient than the old traditional marketing methods. And this paper is demonstrating about the how Instagram has risen to become one of the most popular tools used by sports organization. This is the number that I said. You can check this with your own eyes. Yeah. And I selected this paper because it helps orient which social platform is better in the sports marketing. So in the conclusion, I will deliver a effective social media strategies and social platform preferences. Thank you.
Okay, our class is basically finished before we actually go. Can I get Jung, you won. Can you summarize what we just heard in that last presentation?
He just talked about the sports marketing and with SNS.
What is he trying? What has he found to
He
help
found
these details so far?
India sports, general about India sports.
Okay, what is something that what is something that he has referenced?
Genres.
Okay, for example? It's getting a little bit more difficult. If you guys are quiet, I'm gonna torture you.
It was about one is about India sports marketing.
There's 1.3 billion people over there. Try to be more specific. Any references. He should have many references if he wants to be a specialist. Do you know how many he had?
2.
He had 2. but it should have been 10 or more. Okay, so the first one said what? The second one said what? Is that more specific? Is that clearer? Which one do you respect more? If you guys talk together, especially at the beginning of the class, I'll be nice and soft and supportive. If you guys are quiet and just wait, I'm going to attack you. Try to be good global citizens. Share ideas to help others. Be a global citizen, not just a global follower. Kim Jisoo, can you make a couple of comments?
Do you guys have any questions? Like, it's okay with simple questions or hard?
We talked about that 3 times today. 3 other students said almost the exact same thing, and the class said nothing. What was my comment? My comment was be more specific when you're talking to Koreans in an English group. Ask group 1 or group 3 or group 7. There's what, 10 groups. Or ask a specific person. Then you will get a response. Otherwise, most Koreans don't say very much.
Do you guys have any suggestion on my background literature?
I'll bet you $5 nobody's going to say anything except me. Be specific. Korean groups in English-led groups, gatherings, they usually don't suggest details. So Kim Jisoo, you need to select group 7, what do you think? Group 5, what do you think? Or pick somebody's name and ask them directly. Otherwise, nobody will answer you.
Professor, do you have any?
That's cheating. Yes, I have some comments. It would be good if you guys reference the 10 reliable references as soon as possible. How you presented your information was good by showing material on the class. You showed article information. You showed your comments and summaries related to that at the same time. That's a good thing. By being able to show how it relates to one common topic, that's good. So since we are out of class, I think our class is basically